Or you may remember over the weekend, Trump had to go to the dentist, this unplanned health visit. And he held an event at the White House after this visit where he seems to be falling asleep again. Let's play the clip. Okay, here he is standing up, completely falling asleep because that's how boring and uninteresting and just horrible the people in his administration are. He can fall asleep standing up. And it also sparked concerns about the clearest signs of his dementia yet. Let's play the clip.
Like, we have a war right now, and we're into, like, what, 6 weeks? They said, what's taking so long? We were in Vietnam 19 years. We're in Iraq for many years, 10.
All right, I've heard enough. I've heard enough. We are in week 10. And the commander in chief saying we're in week 6 when he has been sleeping for the last 4 weeks, for sure. We have videographic evidence day after day after day. And then this is just, everybody just goes on in this country. It's just wild and such a disgrace that so many people who know better, who used to have some bit of a spine, have completely debased and devalued themselves for that guy. Yeah. For that guy who appears drunk. I mean, he appears like he's slurring all the time. It's just, oh my gosh.
You know what's the only time he's awake in his cabinet meetings is when they're praising him. And when they start talking about anything other than how great he is, it's like lights out. Sleepy Joe Biden, really? Like, you have the balls to do that? And I think it is hysterical that everybody around, that you just said everybody around him is so boring. Yes,
they are. There's not one person in his administration that says anything interesting, that says anything thought-provoking. It is just this ridiculous la-la land that they live in, where they attribute that this guy that we've all seen is somehow competent, that he can be the leader of the United States of America and he can command the military. It's just, it's such a disgrace. It is such an absolute disgrace. And we have this man who is actively committing suicide of our country every single day. And all of these uninteresting dipshits like that girl, Loeffler, she's got a bank account that could choke a bull. What is she doing with her money? Kissing the ass of this dipshit. It became clear that Trump's advisors are not being honest with him about what Americans think of the war. Let's play the clip.
With everything. But they said 32% of the people are against President Trump. Well, when you explain it, like, is it okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon? It wouldn't be 32%. But even if you said that, there'd be a 32% because the polls are fake.
I mean, what are we doing here? You know, like, seriously, what? Every day this goes on, and I'll turn on cable news because a lot of people kind of still are programmed to get their news that way. So I'll turn it on kind of as an ambient background noise. And it rarely ever talks about this diminished intellectual and physical decline of this man. And we have a Pentagon that's lying to the American public about what's happening. We appear to be carrying out the wishes of a foreign government, Israel, what they want. They want to balkanize Iran. None of this benefits any American. It certainly doesn't benefit the first-time voters that came out in droves because they believed that this man saw them and they believed that he was going to deliver something for them, that this man had a big piece of the American pie and he was going to slice up some more pieces and serve it to them. It's just, what are we doing here?
You know, it's just, he gets up there. It just drives me crazy. He gets up there and he bungles the whole presentation about the polls anyway, but he knows they're against him, but he can't understand why. And then he's like, goes back to his default setting. Anything that's said that's not flattering about me is fake news. And I just think about how he has been saying this for over a decade. And now we're in a situation where 30% of the U.S. population, it completely denies reality because this man says it's fake. I mean, and that, I can't wait for the studies and the documentary of that for 10 years, he's been lying to these people. They believe it. And all he has to do is say fake news. And people completely divorce themselves from reality.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The documentary isn't going to reveal anything new that we already don't know about cults. This is, you and I have watched cult documentaries for years, Angie, and there's no new information here. This is a classic cult, a fascistic cult. That's what it is. There's not going to be any new reveal. It's going to be, this is the leader, loyalty at all costs, and and so on. There's not going to be any difference between this and the people that go to these evangelical megachurches every day and don't critically think and are told you have to have blind faith. Only Trump can fix it. Only Jesus can fix it. It's the same thing. It's a story as old as time. These people are incapable of critical thinking and operate from a very fear-based position. And he actually seems to think that energy prices are going down. Let's play the clip.
Except everybody was wrong. They thought that energy would be at $300, right? $300 a barrel, and it's like at 100. And I think going down.
So he doesn't even know what he's talking about. And the horrible thing about this is that so many people are paying double what they used to pay for gas. And this is a time period in the United States where income disparity is at an all-time high. And when people are living paycheck to paycheck and they're still having to drive the same amount of distances to get to work, to get to daycares, to get to school, et cetera, and all of a sudden that's double, there's just a lot of suffering there. This man has never pumped. I guarantee you, he has never taken the gas nozzle and put it in a car and looked at what the amount is. He has no clue. This man didn't know what groceries were, and he thought it was an antique word, an old-fashioned word, groceries. This man is so out of touch, but it shows you why. Why did so many people clamor onto him? Why did so many people fall for this demagogue con man? Because both parties have left working class Americans in the dust. And he came in and messaged in a very con artist, opportunistic way and told them, I'm going to fix this. And spoke fifth grade. He speaks at a fifth grade speaking level in a very plain spoken way. He simplified his lies and said, I'm going to fix everything on day one. Where have they heard that shit before? Oh, at their mega churches. All you have to do is say, Jesus, please forgive me. And nobody cares that you pulled a train with your church staff. It's just, it's really, really sad because there's so much American suffering right now. People cannot afford this. Our country cannot afford these billionaires. Our country cannot afford to have this man ripping it to shreds with an assist from the Supreme Court and all of these industry titans. It's just disgusting.
I don't want to put too fine a point on it, but he said the barrels of energy, like dumb shit. It's oil. You can't. It's just I can't even imagine how stupid he is. He is so stupid.
All right. And then we have Trump on the campaign. Here's his campaign promise on energy prices when he was on the campaign trail. Play the clip.
My plan will cut energy prices in half or more than that within 12 months of taking office. It will be an economic revival of our country like no one has ever seen before. Energy was what caused our problem initially. Energy is going to bring us back. That means we're going down and getting gasoline below $2 a gallon.
Okay. That back there, it said the Economic Club of New York. I don't know anything about them, but when the autopsy's done on this, I get why the cultists went there. That's a story as old as time. All of these institutions that are supposed to value facts and data and the truth so that each generation takes those truths and they have this baseline, and then we can get better and progress forward and forward. That has allowed this regressive, lying con artist to stand up there and speak like a fourth grader. I'm going to get the gas prices lower in 12 months. Okay, how? Well, of course you didn't. In record time, you did what every Republican president before you has done. Lied to working class people, said that wealth will trickle down. It never does. Started wars. The only difference between Trump and a George W. Bush or Ronald Reagan is Trump did it faster. Record time. He wrecked our entire country. And then in a wild turn of events, he's putting up banners and statues of himself and imagery of himself all over the United States. All of these alpha men seem to just be like, oh my God, I'm going to wear a Trump pin and I can't wait to have Trump on my money and Trump in my passport. Fucking grow up, queens. I can't even wrap my head around the collusion with
something that I find interesting, and it's bitten Trump in the ass already, like everything does, because he fucks everything up. But he came in, he did not want windmills because he doesn't like the sight of them. Then he creates this huge global oil crisis, huge cost inflation globally. And I was reading, China is just fucking balls to the wall on their wind energy. Trump is paying a company $1 billion with US taxpayer money not to finish the project on wind energy. And I'm like, he's fucking us in the front and in the back all at the same time.
It's important. The reason that he is on this anti-wind thing is not that he cares what windmills look like. It's because the oil industry bought him. They bought him. They prop him up. Go look at all the donors for the inauguration. Look for all the donors at the ballroom. Big oil bought him, and he is not intellectual enough to come up with an argument as to why wind is not good other than aesthetics. That's his sole depth. That's the reason that he doesn't like wind. If the wind industry came up and paid him billions of dollars, then he would be saying the same thing about oil rigs. They're not attractive, because that's as deep as his intellect is. It's all surface. It's all superficial. And he was bought and paid for. The man that middle America thought, oh, he's rich, he can't be bought and paid for. Oh, he was. He was bought and paid for. And later in the day, Trump started posting reviews of his State of the Union address from February. Pop this up. So here he is posting up all of these reviews from February of his State of the Union. And it is, check notes, it's May. So again, this guy is going to continue this weekend at Bernie's dementia tour of the United States while the country commits political suicide, while all of the oligarchs are just clamoring on to make all the money they can, while Benjamin Netanyahu is dog walking us all through Iran. And this guy is literally asleep at the wheel. And an embarrassing new poll out for Trump about some of the most important items of his agenda. Let's pop this up. Only about 1 in 10 say it's acceptable to name government buildings after Trump while he's president. Angie.
My thought on this is there are so many things that are wrong with this presidency. I mean, I would like to see a poll. How many people think that it is cool for him to put these banners up and build the arch and do all this? Because time and time again, when you see like the ballroom, people fucking hate the idea of that. So it's just everything this man does is a big fat fuck you to Americans.